What's up, Bombshells? Welcome to Bombshell 1111 Podcast, Therapy for Women of Color. My name is Kia, and I'm your host. Generally, podcasts request donations, but I want you to show love by simply subscribing to my social media platforms by visiting my website at www.bombshell1111podcast.com. I want to see thousands of subscribers on this platform. Leave your comments and I'll show love by shouting you out on my social media platforms such as Instagram and Facebook. I want to thank you for your continued support as always. And with that being said, let's jump into this new episode.
Hello. My name is Berniece Hunt, and I'm here tonight with you guys to drop some bombs on Bombshell 1111.
Welcome back, Bombshells. I'm Kia, and I'm your host. Tonight, you guys will be talking about brain health with our special guest, Berniece. So without further ado, you guys, let's jump right into it, Bombshells. Welcome, Miss Berniece Hunt. How are you?
I am doing wonderfully well, Kia. How about yourself?
Oh, I am so excited. I'm doing great. You made my night go even greater. I love your energy. I can't wait for us to get into this podcast. I'm just smiling from ear to ear over here. You don't even know. Thank you for that wonderful intro. That was everything. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for coming on the podcast, Berniece, and sharing your knowledge and tools. I'm really excited to have you here. And again, thank you so much.
You are so very welcome.
So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right in. I always like to start the podcast off, with allowing my guests the opportunity to give a short description of who they are, where they're from, and what they do, even though I'm going to have it down below in the description box. But, it sounds better coming from that person. So without further ado, can you go ahead and give us a short description of who you are, where you're from, and what you do?
Okay, well, I am from Southern California here in Moreno Valley, which is about in the middle of an hour from LA, Palm Springs, and San Diego. So we're like in the epicenter of that area for those of you who know anything about California. But anyway, that's where I am. I am a grandmother, a great grandmother, about to have another great grandchild in the summer. So I'm excited about that. Let me see here. I have 16 grandkids, and it will be 2 great grandkids. So you can kind of guess my age here, because I turned 70 on my last birthday. So I'm 70 years strong. I'm married to a wonderful husband, Oliver, and I am on a mission to help people that want to take better care of their brains do that very thing.
Oh, wow. I think they got the right person on the job. Because you can motivate me with anything if you have that kind of energy. So thank you so much again for coming on. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. We're talking about brain health here tonight, you guys. So I wanted to start off kind of giving an understanding exactly of what brain health is. So Berniece, could you just give a definition from your professional expertise of what exactly is brain health?
Brain health, I in a nutshell, I call it aging gracefully, aging with your brain intact. We take our brain for granted. We focus on our heart, we focus on our gut, we focus on our liver, all these things, but we usually just don't even think about our brain until something happens, And unfortunately, even when something happens, a lot of times you just chalk it off to I'm getting older, I'm just my old age, and you don't think you can do anything about it. But that is not true. I'm so excited to tell you that it is never too late and never too early to start improving your brain. Your brain can get better at any age. But we have to be proactive with it, especially the way this world is. We're inundated with all kinds of toxins and things. And so we really have to be on point when it comes to knowing what our brain needs, So brain health is being aware of that, being knowledgeable. You don't know what you don't know. If you don't know, then, you can't do nothing about it, So
Right. So let's start, I guess, from the bottom going up. What are the first signs of brain damage, or like what are some signs that people can kind of look for? Go ahead.
First of all, let me go ahead and say that just because you're having some little, brain farts or some things happening with your brain does not necessarily mean that you on a path to dementia or whatever. There's a lot of reasons why you can have these symptoms, but you can't rule out, that something might be, seriously happening to your brain. But, the common things the thing to look for really is things that we normally do, like we forget someone's name or we forget what we're going to do, have to write something down or whatever. But when it becomes more and more frequent, and it is not, it's happening more to you than people your same age. So as you get older, your brain, out the bat, when you first get born, your brain's going to start working as early as 18, 20-year-olds. They've gone into brains of 18 and 20-year-olds and they've seen deterioration. So your brain starts having some kind of deterioration early on, but there's things you can do to combat that. And that in itself doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have some cognitive problems later in life, but you have to be aware of taking care of your brain so that as you age, like I tell people, you want to age gracefully. So as you age, because, we have cells, our cells die off. We don't have any cells that are going to last, forever. Our cells die off at different rates and whatever. Same thing with our brain. But just like our other organs, we can grow new brain cells as well. But you want that proportion to stay in balance. You want, as your older ones are dying off, you want the new ones to be maturing and taking the place of the ones that are dead. And that's where you get the problem. If you're not what I call nurturing your brain and nourishing your brain, you can get an imbalance where the old ones are dying and the new ones are dying.
So both of them just dead.
You don't have a lot to work with.
So people have an understanding, or they have knowledge of what stress is and what stress does, but how does chronic stress affect your brain?
Chronic stress leads to inflammation, and inflammation is destructive to every organ, including the brain. And so you have something called the blood-brain barrier that's protective, keeps things out and keeps things from coming in, that kind of thing. And if you're going to have inflammation, which is a protective mechanism, okay, but if you have it ongoing, you can get overwhelmed. Just like if you're gonna you're holding your hands up against the wall so the wall doesn't fall down. Okay, so you're protecting yourself against the wall falling down. But you can't hold your hands up against that wall forever. You just, at some point, there's gonna be a problem because you're gonna get worn out. Same thing with your immune system, things like that. So when you have chronic stress going on and inflammation, you're gonna wear things out. And also, you can get false alarms. Your brain can get triggered falsely to something that's happening, and it can overreact. They say you have something in your brain called your glial cells, or glial, I don't know if I'm pronouncing right, cells. But anyway, they can overreact. And once they go off the cliff, like with their reaction to try to defend you, you can't reel them back in. You can't pull them back and calm them back down. They gone crazy. They gone. They went crazy, and they try to get all their little buddies to join in. Just like if somebody starts saying, "Hey, there's a fire there. Come on," and there really is no fire. But now you got everybody running for nothing. That kind of thing can go on in your brain and wreak all kind of problems, and that's why you have to really get a handle on your stress and your inflammation and those things, because you don't want to get carried away.
Yes, yes, yes. So Bernice, we all know that what you eat, what you drink, exercising, sleeping well, socializing, we all know those things are important to your brain health. But from your expertise, can you give us four main needs of the brain? Four main things that the brain may need in order to stay healthy.
Yeah, well, there's a whole lot more than four, but the
yeah.
But just in general, okay, so your brain is what? 70% water, right?
Right.
So that's a clue right there. You need to be drinking a lot of water. Because guess what? The brain will pull water to get its water. And so you have all the people with arthritic conditions, and then headaches, migraines, and all that. He's pulling water from any place, any dry skin, alligator skin and all this other kind of stuff, because it's pulling water from anywhere it can get it, since you're not supplying it with enough,
Oh,
and so you have to keep it water rich, it uses up water because, well, the brain is so active, it's running around shooting off fireworks and stuff all day long, and it uses up a whole lot of water and other things. So you have to resupply it on a regular basis and a consistent basis. Some people drink water, they like to guzzle it. They go half the day without any water, and they don't guzzle, 2 bottles. That's not the way to do it, because the time when you weren't drinking the water, your brain was still functioning. It was functioning on fumes, right? It was pulling stuff. Now that you guzzled all this water, your brain, that's why it's not going to have time to utilize all that in one shot. So it's going to go out the other end, right?
So what is the suggested amount of water that you think a person should be drinking per day?
Well, experts say now, half your body weight in ounces. Half of your body, if you are not overweight. If you're overweight, you're going to add 4 more ounces. I think it's add 4 more ounces for every 5 pounds you're overweight, something like that, some kind of formula like that. So if you're not overweight and you are sitting practically doing nothing all day, is half your body weight in ounces. First of all, most of us are not sitting around all day. So once you start exercising and stuff and losing water, then you have to add to that. And if you're overweight, you have to add to that. So if you try, just for a ballpark figure, if you can do half your body weight in water, in ounces of water, you're doing pretty good. But you need to know that your brain starts is not as efficient as it should be if you're only 2% low. So if you're drinking 98% of the water that you need for that day and you're 2% low, your brain is still not functioning at its best. And so water, but you can get water from definitely from water, but you can eat water-rich vegetables too. That's why I just did a thing on seasonal fruits and vegetables. And part of the thing is during the spring and summer when it gets hotter, God has already designed it so that fruits and vegetables are plentiful, water-rich vegetables, and you're supposed to eat those, because they are full of water. Like watermelons, like what, 90% water, something like that.
Oh, that's my thing.
They're full of water. So when in the warmer months come, not that you're not supposed to eat stuff in the winter time, but especially in the warmer months when the dehydration is a big factor because it's hotter.
Right.
Those things are plentiful so that you don't have to just guzzle just straight water all the time. Eat water rich.
Wow, you just taught me something. That explains that contributes to I have fibromyalgia and I don't drink water as I should. And you just taught me something.
Amen.
I need to drink more water.
You need to drink more water. So that's number 1. Where are we at? Okay, number 2.
Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go.
Number 2, you're the question is, what did your brain need? 4 things your brain needs?
Right.
Okay, are you talking nutrition or are you talking in general?
Just in general, that you feel are more the most vital important.
Next thing, sleep. I don't know how many people have told me that they can function on, they're fine on 5 hours sleep or whatever, 6 hours sleep or whatever. And what that is, that's what they're telling me, is that, how they call people working alcoholics, Yeah, but working alcoholics, they work every day. They don't miss a day of work. They work from 8 to 5, drunk as a skunk, but they can work. They are functioning, but they're alcoholics. So you telling me then it's okay for them to drink just because they can work? From 8 to 5? That's still ain't okay for them. It's still destroying their body. They still bringing home the check every month, but it's still destroying their body. Just because you can manage to do something doesn't mean that's the best thing for you to do.
Berniece, are you talking to me? Okay, keep going, Berniece.
So get yourself sleep. 98% of us function we need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Okay. Now, you may have gotten to a habit of functioning pretty well on a lot less, but that don't make it right. You just been, like the preacher told me one day, you just been wrong long. So you need to get it right.
Okay, I got it.
So sleep. Number 2. Number 3 is you need health. You need omega-3s. Omega-3 and I'm gonna throw all these together. Omega-3, vitamin D. Okay, those are supplements that you need, and healthy fats you need. If you were to squeeze your brain and squeeze all the water out of it, it would be 60% of it would be fat. So what does that tell you? Your brain, you need healthy fats. You need omega-3s, you need healthy fats, and you need vitamin D, because vitamin D, although people say, they out in the sun all the time and they get the vitamin D, or they don't think they need a supplement or whatever. But here's the deal with the sun. There's a lot of factors that play into that. One is, I would venture to say that when you're outside in the sun, you got clothes on.
Right. Right.
Those UV rays, your UVB rays cannot go through your clothing. It has to be the rays have to be exposed to your bare skin. You might be out there, like my husband worked in construction. He told me, I'm out in the sun all day long. He's out in the sun, but he got a hat on, he got long sleeves on, he got pants on, he got boots on. What part is exposed to the sun? His face. So yeah, he's out there all day long, but he still can be vitamin D deficient.
Got it.
And then the other thing is, we go back to weight, if you're overweight, your fat cells absorb the vitamin D that your body creates, because vitamin D is a fat soluble vitamin. So that means fat, it does fat, and fat gets dissolved in fat. So what happens when even if your skin is exposed to the sun and you're getting your vitamin D, or even if you're taking a vitamin D supplement, your fat cells are going to grab that vitamin D, hold on to it, and not let it get to all the other organs and tissues that need it. So there's a lot of overweight and obese people that are definitely vitamin D deficient, even though they might be in the sun all day, even though they might be taking supplements. They need to check every 6 months or so. You need to check and see where you are with that, And if you're outside, they said optimally to expose 40% of your body. So what I do, I don't get out there naked, but what I do is when I go out to walk or whatever, I'll roll my sleeves up. Like I have short sleeves, I'll roll those up like to make those, muscle body, whatever sleeves. I roll up as far as I can roll up. Then I take my blouse and I make a midriff blouse out of it. I tuck it in so that my stomach is exposed, my arms are exposed, my legs are exposed. I'm barefooted usually, and I try to put shorts on so that when I'm out there to do something, my skin is actually exposed. I'm not all covered up. And you don't have to be there 20 minutes. And if you're black or darker skin, your melanin that's in your skin is going to absorb the vitamin D. And so that's why a lot of minorities and darker skinned people are vitamin D deficient. So they need to stay out more, get out there more, make sure they're exposed more, make sure they're taking supplements and all of that, because your brain needs it. Your whole body needs the vitamin D, but your brain definitely needs it as well. And then we'll go with, what we going to go with?
You just done read my whole life. I got vitamin D prescribed to me by my doctor.
Oh, wow. See?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, very important.
Yeah. And then I'm going to talk about diet. I'm going to talk about people get so excited, or well, they don't get excited, but they pat themselves on the back. People tell me because they're pre-diabetic. They're not, I'm not diabetic. I'm pre-diabetic. Okay, to me that's like being a little pregnant. I'm not pregnant, I'm pre-pregnant. Well, wait a minute. Are you pregnant or are you not pregnant? You know, you either are, you are not. That means that there was something that was triggered that when they took those blood tests or whatever, the blood sugar levels or whatever, for them to say you are pre, that means you're on the verge of them trying to give you some kind of medication, which means your levels are too high. You know, okay, and diabetes or Alzheimer's dementia is called type 3 diabetes. They hang in the same circles. If you have diabetes or pre-diabetic, it doubles your chance of getting Alzheimer's or dementia. Because it's the same ball of wax. The same thing, the blood sugar levels, the insulin resistance, all that kind of thing is affecting your brain just like it's affecting the other parts of your body. And they call it now type 3 diabetes. So get it in check. So you're going to get an anti-inflammatory diet. You're going to get a low sugar. You're just going to have to do what you got to do, you know? So I don't want to hear no pre nothing, you know? Because when they tell them they're pre something, they think they don't have to do anything because they're not there yet.
Wow.
You there.
Yeah, you there.
So go and get it under control and get rid of all the sugar and monitor yourself and exercise and do all these. The other thing is exercise. I don't know how many numbers we got here, but exercise.
I know we may be on 5. That's the 5th one. Okay.
Exercise.
Go ahead.
Exercise is a fountain. Exercise is like miracle grow for your brain cells. Remember I said your brain cells are dying off and new ones are being grown. Well, exercise generates and accelerates and enhances your new growth of brain cells. And so if you're not exercising, and as you age, everything slow down. Trust me.
Right.
As you age, everything will slow down. And so as you age, your brain, the production of your brain cells, you're still going to get them, but they're going to slow too. So if you want to accelerate that, because you know some are dying off, right? So you want to accelerate that, you need to exercise. They say exercise is a fountain of youth. So why do, as we get older, we stop doing it? We claim we want to be young, but we stop exercising, and that's supposed to be the fountain of youth.
You're right. We claim we want to be young. Oh my goodness! But
exercise is the last thing we want to do, you know. And we need to turn that around because
I can go 1 week and I'm done.
Well, you know, there's 5 kinds of exercise that benefit your brain, and one of them, cardio is number 1 probably because it's so great. Strength, weightlifting or strength building or whatever is a close second because it also generates stuff. But there's other things you can do. You can do balance exercises. You can do flexibility, stretching exercises. You can do what's called coordination exercises, eye-hand. And those things are simple. You don't have to be huffing and puffing. I got outside the other day and I was juggling. And you tried to juggle. I got some grapes, some oranges I had at home, and I went outside and I started juggling them for my coordination exercise. Because, you know, I ain't going to get out on the basketball court with nobody no more and do all that. So, but I can get out there and juggle. You know, and it was fun. It was hilarious because I couldn't hardly do it, but
but it was fun.
It was fun, and it was good for your brain because your brain is problem solving and managing, coordinating your eyes and your hand. Okay, and so that's good eye-hand coordination for you. So that's good too. Just standing up. We have a rule of thumb that I teach people about. Movement, about exercise. People claim they can't exercise for whatever reason. You can stand up, can't you? Because guess what? Because I don't care if you have to hold onto the chair to stand up. I'm pretty sure you can stand up because they now consider standing up a form of exercise. Of course, not the optimal form of exercise. That's not the recommended number 1 form, but it beats sitting down because sitting down has become our default position. We sit down for everything, and that's not what our bodies were made to do. And it's standing up, exercising your leg muscles. It's automatically exercising your core, your abdominal muscles and things automatically. When you're standing, it goes into play. It corrects your posture. Stand up. The rule is for every 40 minutes that you're sitting down, take 5 to 10 minutes of the 20 minutes that are left, take 5 to 10 of those minutes and stand up. And then 5 or 10 minutes and move your body some kind of way. You don't have to start doing jumping jacks or push-ups or whatever. You can just twist your body, or you can walk into one room and walk back in the other room. You go pick up the trash and empty it. Just move.
Right.
Your
Just
body.
do something. Yeah.
Do something, because your body becomes like a cesspool. Your lymphatic system is not circulating. Your blood is not circulating right. You're not getting enough oxygen to your brain anyway, because you're just sitting there. And it's not healthy. It is not healthy. And they say it recharges your brain. They just say when you get up from your seated position, they say like every 20 minutes or so, if you get up, just get up and sit back down, your body, your brain reboots itself. You get new focus, new energy just by doing that, versus sitting there staring at the computer or staring at the TV or staring at whatever you're looking at, and not making just that small little change. We are just gotten so used to, being the couch potato, persona that we have. We sit there and they say, it's 5 hours later, we ain't moved.
This is true. This is true. This is true. I'm sometimes those people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So those are little things.
So I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
A recent survey found that about 25% of adults over the age of 50 take a supplement to improve their brain health, with the promise of enhanced memory and sharper attention and focus.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've just talked a little bit about vitamins and things like that, but just from your personal, professional experience, do brain supplements really work? And if so, can you give 2 suggestions or 2 recommendations?
Okay, well, I don't have any recommendations. Kind of short. I don't have any recommendations for just the specific supplements that are on the market. What if you want to take? Number one, I teach practical lifestyle changes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to depend on the medication. Because here's my thing: you depend on this medication, this bottle of capsules or pills or whatever. What happened if you run out or if you can't get them? What you gonna do? If the truck don't show up, what's gonna happen? So you shouldn't be relying, I don't think, this is me, on that. You should first start with practical lifestyle, sustainable. What if you run out of money? They're giving it to you, all that stuff for you free, but anyway, you should rely on sustainable things that are practical, that are going to be there for you. And the fruits and the foods that we have will do the trick in the majority of cases. Now, that's a little crevice there, because if you're really having some severe problems, I do recommend you go to, a doctor, to a naturopathic doctor or something, like that, functional doctor or something, who can give you all the tests, look at all your deficiencies, but guess what? Their goal is to get you back on track. Their goal is not to have you take that medication the rest of your life. They're trying to put you back in homeostasis, put you back in balance, based on the deficient areas that they see. And as they're doing that, they're teaching you how to live. And their goal, just like the goal is supposed to be with blood pressure medication, is to get you off of it. Not supposed to be on it for life, but we have changed that up for various reasons. But to where you get on medication and people think they're going to be on there for life. I'm not saying that there aren't some things that you do have to take for life. I'm not a doctor, but I'm just saying I know there probably are things that you may have to do for the long term. But we're just talking about the normal situations.
Right, normal situations. Yeah.
Right. And so there are supplements like vitamin D3, that I do recommend. I do also recommend the vitamin B complexes, because B12 and other complexes, because so many people are deficient in it. And if you're doing vegan or plant-based or whatever, you're not eating meat and stuff, you probably are one of them. And your body needs that, And so I recommend that you take those kind of supplements. I also, if you I take a whole fruit and vegetable supplement as well, just because it's my little insurance. Because every day, I can't guarantee you that every day I'm eating all of the fruits and vegetables that I need to eat. And so that's just my double insurance. I do eat, like I have a plant-based. I'm no longer vegan, but I don't do any meat, and I have a plant-based diet. But it's just my extra insurance, and it's food. It's food. It's not a synthetic, lab concocted, supplement that resembles the real thing. It is the real thing, kind of thing. So that's my recommendation. But I would, if you have issues, I would definitely check with the physician. I would go, naturopathic, like I said, physician, and let them see, where your gaps and holes and deficits are, so they can put you back together,
And you kind of touched on it a little bit, because I was going to the follow-up question from that was, on what holistic recommendations do you have? Because a lot of people don't want to take pills. They don't want to do supplements. They want to go more natural. What are some whole
well,
to address brain health?
Right. Well, the thing is, nutrition is only one aspect. So yes, nutrition is very important, and be plant-based and be organic, and to do elimination diets where you can see what you are sensitive to, because do seasonal eating, because there's a lot of things out there. There's a lot of toxins out there that could be affecting you, and you need to know everyone is unique, and I might be able to eat something, and you can, just like I love popcorn. So I know I'm supposed to be healthy, so I do air popcorn, right? With no butter, just salt and whatever. It still bloats my stomach. Organic popcorn with no salt, no butter, still bloats my stomach. Guess what? I can't eat popcorn.
Right.
I can't eat popcorn. Now I can have corn on the cob every once in a while or whatever, but I love popcorn. So if I start eating popcorn, I'm gonna eat the whole bag. I'm gonna eat it the next day and the next day. I can't do that. If I do that, my stomach bloats out. And what does bloating represent? There is something negatively happening in your gut that you don't need to be happening. It's a sign that something's going on that shouldn't be going on. Something's happening that shouldn't be happening. Somebody upset. We have to recognize that we have guests in our bodies.
Yeah, I'm learning that the older that I get. Yeah, once you get 40,
we need to treat them nice. We don't need to upset them, because they helping us out. They doing stuff for our body. We can't live without. The revelation came the other day. It's talking about the dirt, right? In the dirt, it's talking about in 1 teaspoon of soil, it was like something crazy, like 100,000 microorganisms or whatever. I said, woo! And then I thought, well, God made us from what? The dirt. Didn't he know there was microorganisms in there? I think so, since he made the dirt. He purposely put those things in us, and they are in there.
I see what you're saying. I see where you're going.
So you got to treat them right, so they can do their job. You don't want to irritate them, upset them, kill them.
Right.
Some imbalance, because if you do, your body starts acting crazy, because then they can't do what they're supposed to be doing. And you wondering what's up. What's up is that you're mistreating your guests. And they trying to tell you they upset, and you ignoring them. And then asking the doctor for some medication so you don't feel it.
Right. It makes sense. That's good logic.
If you just back up and eat right, everybody's cool.
Right. Everybody's cool. Because when that's when the guests get upset, and you get things like IBS and things like that, acid reflux and stuff like that.
Yes. And do you know that 70%, some people say 70, some people say 90% of your serotonin, which is your happy, feel good emotion, is produced in your gut.
Hmm.
So if they ain't feeling good, guess what? You ain't
feeling good. Right. Wow. You gave me a lot of insight tonight, more than you even know, Berniece. More than you even know.
I'm glad.
Yes. For the listening audience that feel the same way that I feel as well, that feel as if they got a lot of great information here tonight and want to get connected to you for your services, or just to get more information from you, or just to follow you and stay connected to you, what are your social media platforms, or how can one get connected to you?
Okay, well, you're going to remember, Keep Your Brain Sharp. That's my program, Keep Your Brain Sharp. I have a website called keepyourbrainsharp.com.
Okay.
I have a Facebook group called, guess what?
Keep your brain sharp. My brain sharp. See. Already.
You got it. Keep your brain sharp. Amen. And you can, I post them there all the time. You can go on my website and see things I do. I also do Facebook Lives every Friday, 6:30 Pacific time. I spend about 10 or 15 minutes talking about whatever subject that I want to talk about. So
I'm joining one of those lives. I'm catching one of those.
Yeah. And then I have some free things for you. If you go to my website, keepyourbrainsharp.com, you will see access to a free Better Brain quiz that you can take. If you want to now. If you want to take.
Okay.
To see how good you're taking care of your brain. And then it gives you results. It'll email you back results depending on what your score. It just takes like 2 minutes to take it, and then it'll send you back results. You can also attend one of my free master classes. You'll find that it'll be posted like on my website. I do them every 3 or 4 weeks. I'll do them for about a week. And on that, I'll give you 5 tips, free tips, what you can do in each of those 5 areas. I call it the 5 keys to brain health. And we talk about each of those areas, and I'll give you a free tip that does not cost you anything to do. The only reason you will not do it is because you don't want to. It's not going to cost you no money.
That's true. Because you said it multiple times. It's free.
It's free. You don't have, so I can't force it down you, but you won't be saying you don't have the money, because guess what? It don't cost no money. So anyway, so I hope you guys connect with me, because that's my mission. My mission is just spread the word, because I know from my experience when we started getting into this, a lot of people just don't know what they don't know. They don't know what to do, and they just assume that there's nothing they can do, and they just pray that it don't get no worse.
Right. And real quick before we end here tonight, and especially within our culture, the African American culture, in certain households, health is just not a topic to that degree. It's just not talked about. And it's kind of like what you said is like when a person get a symptom or a sign of something, oh, it's just this, oh, it's just that, and they continue to move on, not knowing that they can kind of do something to not necessarily preserve all of it, but they can do something to preserve some of what's left of their brain. So definitely agree. I love everything that you did here tonight. You spoke on here tonight. It was very informative for me. You made me do a lot of self-reflection on some things that I have vitamin D pills that I should be taking every day, and guess where they are? In the cabinet.
Tell the truth and shame the devil, huh? So
yes. And God brings people in your life for different reasons, and water. I had that on my vision board for that to be one of my goals, is to drink more water this year. And that is so crazy that you're talking about. It's not crazy. It's confirmation that you're talking about that, because that's what I'm on the right path.
Amen.
I'll claim that.
And it's a process. It's a process. So don't beat yourself up. It's just like you fall off the horse, you just get back on it.
That's it. And you my motivation. So again, thank you so much for coming on. Berniece, before we head out tonight, is there anything you feel that I missed that you'd like to share with the listening audience?
No, I just want to reiterate just that it's never too early, because some people think, I don't feel nothing, ain't nothing wrong with me. No, it's never too early. They've opened up the brains of 20, 25, 22, 23-year-old athletes and found deterioration. Just because you're not having any visible signs, like they call it, y'all all familiar with asymptomatic, just because it's asymptomatic, doesn't mean that there's some things that you need to get a hold of. As young as you are, as vibrant as you are, get those habits ingrained so you never experience, any slack when it comes to your brain. So it's never too early and it's never too late. You can always improve your brain. Your brain is flexible, it's resilient, it's plastic, has plasticity, which means it can change and things. And so if you give it the tools to work with, it will benefit you.
Thank you so much for that, Berniece.
So
you guys, that brings us to the end of this episode. We want to thank Berniece so much for her boost of energy. I had so much fun with her tonight. I know you guys probably did as well. We hope that you were able to hear something beneficial. And with that being said, you guys, thanks for listening. And always remember, you are a bomb within your own shell. Peace, love, and light, you guys. Until next time, good night. If you enjoyed this podcast, please make sure you subscribe so you're notified when a new episode is posted. Rate, review, and share this podcast with your family and friends. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you're leaving with some valuable information that can help you on your personal journey. Also, check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Bombshell 1111 or at Bombshell 1111 TV. You can also check out our mental health page, Your Health is Your Wealth, on Facebook, which is a page created to inform and support individuals with mental health and other health conditions. And with that being said, always remember, you guys, you are a bomb within your own shell. And until next time, peace, love, and light.